welcome, and I mirror my nephew's stating that this is an honor to be back here. We were here a decade ago in this same spot, literally on this date, and then a few years before that. So this is our third trip up here that we have. I'm Cassio, so we always challenge, and if you already know, well, it doesn't even matter.
Took our class.
Yeah.
If you already know the answer to this, you can't say it.
You know. So again, my name's Cassio, and we always challenge Thespian students. Where'd my name come from?
Is it from the watch?
No. Is it from the watch?
Wait a second.
Oh,
Let me clarify this.
All right.
It's a play.
Do I look younger than an electronic watch?
Yes.
Well, thank you. I'm not. I was around long before anything digital arrived. But thank you. You're at least.
And we'll give you a hint. This name is a little bit older than that as well.
Yeah.
Anybody know where the name Cassio came from? No. Yes. Julius Caesar. That was
Close. Cassius.
That's Cassius.
I'm Cassio.
That was a great name in and of itself. All right, we're right there.
Othello!
Othello!
Thank you.
I'm sure you didn't know. I'm sure you didn't.
Thank you.
All right. M&M's? Anybody got the M&M's? That guy M&M's.
Yeah, so quickly, we're kind of a Thespian family. Our father worked on Broadway, off-Broadway, made a living, raised 4 kids in New York City somehow. And my name came from the fact that that was the role he was playing when I was born. So I got stuck with it.
And my name was because he was eating a hot dog.
And then, of course, misery loves company, and now my son is also named Cassio, and I'm sure he doesn't go into quite the detail when somebody asks him, where the heck did his name come from. So I'm the one who's been doing this since 1983. Was my
At a
first.
high school in Mesa, right?
No, this was at Deer Valley High School.
Oh, Deer Valley.
Deer Valley. Wait, Deer Valley here, Skyhawks? Oh. We did it in Mesa. Well, we've done it all over the place.
What was the high school? Was it high school? Mesa High? Do you remember? Anybody from Mesa?
No Mesa. So, yeah, I was dragged in by the Thespian director who, there's an award named for her, Barbara Surloff. She was the theater teacher at Deer Valley High School forever. Theater is named for her. And she saw me juggling in the hallway, and I had dragged in a couple of students, freshman students who became semi-addicted. They stayed with me for 4 years and learned how to pass the Bailoffs. Yeah. So anyway, it was like, yeah, I want to teach juggling, and next thing I know, you guys were actually your parents, or heck, maybe even your grandparents. And the rest is history. So yeah, been all around. So we have the interesting and juxtaposition task of tying juggling to leadership. So we've been kicking ideas around, and we're gonna put on a bad theater production here. It should be fun,
horrible,
but in a great way.
Blame Chat GPT.
Yeah. That's it. No, we take responsibility for it. So what I started out with in this thought process was, what makes a good leader, and there's obviously a bunch of different qualities that you can throw out there. And what I started with was humility. Okay, failure. Okay, that didn't quite make sense. But what we do incorporates failure, a lot of it. Okay, and we're doing juggling. You guys could get up here and talk about unicycling and failure on how to learn.
Yeah. So if you learn how to ride a unicycle, which he did when he was 13, 2 hours of constant Constant failure.
Yeah, failure.
Constant. Like constant. And if you can't withstand it, you'll never learn how to do it.
So, every trick we do, and you'll see us drop up here too, so it's still a part of our DNA. We drop. And, you take on a new task. So, I was going to start out with one. I could give you two. One was, he knows how to juggle 5. You've done 5. No? That's 4. Okay, he's juggled 5. I've seen people juggle 5. And so during the pandemic, I wanted to juggle 5. So literally we was talking about you get out there in a half hour, 45 minutes every day, drop, 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 drop. Literally months, weeks. And you keep doing it. Until one day I finally got 5 well enough so I could videotape it. And just like what we do with you guys in class, when we say if you juggle 3 once, congratulations, you're a juggler. I juggled 5 on video once, and it's like, I did 5. That's all I need to say. I did 5. I did the thing. So I was going to show you the trick that I was working on. So hang on.
Let me one thing. I just thought about something. How many of you are the youngest in your family? So I was the youngest. Our brother, was 5 years older than me, really smart, and played chess. So he taught me how to play chess. We didn't keep track, but he beat me somewhere in the neighborhood of 500 times in a row before I beat him. He can't touch me now, by the way. Not even close. So it's the same thing. If you don't know how to lose or fail, you're not going to get anywhere. You just have to be able to do that.
So this is a trick he does with clubs. One of those things that, hey, you get to a certain age and still I'm an old dog, I want to learn a new trick. So I decided to try, we call it chops. Okay? And it ends up being something like,
Wow. Okay.
There we go. There's guy. So
you want to show them what it really looks like?
no, I'll show
Okay,
Bill's
show me.
best. So
Okay.
I did a trick. It was funny. I tried this trick when I was younger, and I could not get it. And it's called Bill's best. Literally couldn't get it. Said screw it. And then I was practicing another trick, so I was doing this and trying to do columns like this. And then I'm like, all of a sudden I learned I somehow or another did this. I didn't drop, but I drop sometimes. And sometimes you just gotta keep at it. So, and then, Christian's gonna do 4. He drops sometimes. By the way, I got to tell you this about Christian and on the subject of failure. So when he was 13, he said, "I want to learn how to ride a uni." And I said, "Okay, so we're going to buy you a uni. You're going to spend Christmas vacation at least 20 minutes a day." And he did it. And then somewhere around day 3, I think he threw the unicycle, threw it and said, "I'd quit." It's like, no, you're not quitting. And then he persevered and he persevered, and then now he didn't bring it up. Now we're kind of regretting it because we got a spot. He didn't think that he could ride it up here, but he's actually pretty good at it. But he stayed with it and fail.
So we bring it back, the idea of leadership and failure. And so you guys are all new and novices to the world of leadership. All of you are in some sort of leadership position, club president, or student director, whatever it happens to be. You've been elected, selected in some capacity to be a leader. What we're telling you is, you're novices, you're going to fail at it. you're not going to be good at it. You're going to drop. Maybe a lot. Now remember, in leadership, it isn't like one moment in time. It's every person you interact with. Every time you have a conversation with teacher, sponsor, administrator, fellow student, your student director, every decision you make, every choice you make for who's doing what role, every comment you make, every criticism, yeah, you're going to be bad at it. And I'm not judging you at all. I congratulate you on earning the title. Somebody believes in you. But the reality is just no different than us. You start out, drop. And the reaction has to be, pick up your beanbags and go. Do it again. A little bit better. Now, again, we have an advantage in juggling. We know when we screw up. It's painfully obvious. We dropped. Okay? And we pick it up and we fix it and we do it again. Your job is going to be a little bit harder because it may not be apparent to you that you failed, that you're not doing it right. Okay? And we have some other topics that we'll talk about that will help kind of bring that into play. But it's just a realization in terms of leadership that, as we've kind of mentioned, take the risk. You already have, you're here, you're leaders, you're willing to do this. Knowing you're a wet behind the ears, young whippersnapper, get off my lawn person, who's willing to take on the responsibility and the roles of a leader. So as long as you kind of understand that, you're in a good place and a good step one.
And as a leader, you're going to be in a position to make decisions, and people are going to be looking at you. So if you're just a follower, you're probably never going to make a decision that everybody's going to be really upset about. So again, putting yourself out there as a leader, you're going to probably have more criticism. I'm sure some of you have some criticism of some teachers, maybe a few, I don't know, maybe. Well, that's because they're putting themselves out there. They're up there trying to teach you. They're out, they're front and center, they're taking a risk. So we're going to talk a little bit, the next piece we're going to talk about is, from a leadership standpoint, is communication. If you're not a good communicator, being a good leader is pretty tough, depending upon what you're leading, but communicating is pretty tough. So we're going to use this passing. We're going to talk about it.
Yes. By the way, what they're doing is adjusting their status to the lighting available. Now to interpret, I'll speak juggling here. Okay. Coordination, meshing, working together, clearly communicating what needs to be fixed, what needs to be improved upon. If you give a generic, hey, it fell, yeah, duh, that's not going to work. So, they have a lot to work on, which is, okay, the rotations of each. Okay, not only the routine rotations, which, is kind of mundane, typically, but then you throw in a trick, and it's okay, boom. And so the timing. Now, and by the way, just, in interpreting the language here, what my brother just happened to notice, infamously, I screwed up. Okay? There, what we were just talking about is, owning the mistake and coordinating and communicating. So he knows it was his mistake, as opposed to Christian thinking, oh shoot, now my dad's going to get mad at me and take away my PlayStation. Yeah. Christian owns his own house, he's fine, he doesn't. One more time. And by the way, that's a juggler's mentality. One more time. And by the way, if you're a student director, remember, people do have lives. They have to go home and do homework. And there should be a limit on one more time. Even though you love the intensity and you love the learning and you love the process, you know, everything in its time and place. By the way, I did want to bring up a quote that I wanted to mention about making mistakes and all of that. Since it's a Thespian group, poet named Alexander Pope, to err is human and to forgive is divine. And I saw that not even related to this, and I was like, oh, there it is. That's the perfect line, perfect poem of, yeah, what we're talking about. We're all human, as good as we might be juggling, and yeah, we fail all the time. So you're going to do it. If you have an attitude and impression that, hey, I got the title and I don't make mistakes, you're on the wrong leadership track. It probably isn't for you. You need to live in a cabin in the woods by yourself, because you're probably not going to get along with society very well.
So we're going to talk a little bit. All right. So one of the things that we're going to talk about is the difference between confidence and arrogance. So arrogance is maybe confidence gone awry. So Cassio's being arrogant now, thinking that he can juggle 3 knives and 3 torches. That's not going to work. So while he is firing up the torches, I want to tell you a story about him. So he started juggling when he was 8, and then when he was about 10, he came up to me and said, "Dad, I want to juggle the torches." And so before I talked to his mother, I said, "Sure." So he went outside. So he went outside, and we went outside, and he juggled fire. And the reason that I said, as they switched, the reason I said yes is because he had a confidence about him. He knew that he could do it, and I knew that he could do it because he knew he could do it. He wasn't being arrogant. I don't think he would have asked me, "Dad, can I juggle the fire?" if he didn't juggle the fire. Now, my wife was not really happy. But I don't know about you, but I have worked with some people who are arrogant. And when you're arrogant, you just, first of all, people don't like it. How many of you like arrogant people? Nobody likes arrogant people. How many of you like confident people? Yeah. So as a leader, you have to be confident. In fact, sadly, everybody's going to look to you to be confident. There's nothing like a leader that looks lost or doesn't feel that they can do what they're doing. And by the way, let me tell you a secret. Sometimes you have to fake it. Sometimes as a leader, you got to reach down and get some confidence that maybe you yourself don't normally have, because your team is needing that. So there's a lot of people, and me included, who people think, oh yeah, my wife says that all the time, you know, like it's easy for you. I'm like, that doesn't mean I'm nervous. I'm not nervous. It's like being nervous doesn't mean anything, but if you're leading a team, sometimes you just gotta like be that confident person, even if you don't necessarily feel it inside. So, all right, hold on.
So periodically, even as a leader,
Well, but his
Yeah.
numbers, I was going to actually ask you guys for help here because I don't think I can do all this 9. I don't think I can do 9, but I think if you guys help me, I think we could do 9.
yeah, I think we can do that. I think the idea is delegate, give people roles, give them responsibilities, let them feel a part of the team. Minor as it might be, that's going to achieve the goal faster, more efficiently, as well as leading people along. He could try to do this flying solo, but in doing so this way, now he's got 2 compadres to help him and lean on. So find your assistants, find what people know, what they're good at, what they're skilled at. That's part of it, knowledge of your team, and use them accordingly, because it only makes you the better leader and the team a better team.
Preparation, prepare to fail. Preparation is good.
We didn't use it before.
Y'all go.
So if we say no.
So there's a type of leadership. I'm a big fan of Abe Lincoln. Anybody like Abe? I'm kind of obsessed, yeah. I tell people I was born on Valentine's Day. I was supposed to be born on Lincoln's birthday, so I feel like I'm some connected with him. I was late for that, and I've been late for everything ever since. Anyway, he's known as what's called a transformational leader. And what my brother was saying is when you have people helping you, a good leader will give them credit, and a good leader will try to help them be better and eventually take their job. I always tell people I've had a lot of director jobs and administrative jobs, and my goal is to make myself obsolete, is to create people around me that are so good they don't need me anymore. That's what a transformational leader is helping your people around you be better. And some people are intimidated by that. They don't want people to grow around them because they want the attention, or they feel threatened by people that are really good. Fight that urge, because it's okay that people around you, I'm used to people around me being smarter than me. I try to surround myself with people that are smarter than me. yes, I feel dumb a lot, but I end up getting smarter because I'm around people that are smarter than me. So.
So, as I've taught for the many years that I have taught so many different individuals, and with leading and with teaching, you realize that everybody is different. Everybody has unique strengths, everybody has unique weaknesses, and people learn differently. You know, some are audio learners, some are visual learners. Some who learn through reading, some learn through a gentle touch, some need a little bit of a kick in the butt. And you can't bunch them all into one. You can't treat people as one entity because not everybody learns the same. Not everyone operates the same. So my dad and I we're really good at passing tests, really good at clubs, showing the chops that we were going to show earlier that my uncle was learning. This is something that he strives. He does this all the time. And so he learns differently. He teaches people, like, there's a lot of people that will throw, when I teach them, they throw it out. I don't know who took the class, if they struggle with throwing it out too much or not able to get that last throw in, or sometimes they drop a lot. My uncle really specializes a lot in dropping. So you notice, oh, hey, you're dropping a lot. Let's switch it up, man. Let's just juggle this way now instead. Just being able to identify people's strengths and use it and have it shine a little bit more. And if you see a quirk or something, don't put them down. So when you work with a big group, don't treat them as one entity as much as you should. So we coach Little League as well. We coach little 10 to 12-year-olds. And they are definitely all different. They are definitely all different. Some can't pay attention at all. So you have to find ways to make them pay attention and work with them. And they realize they can learn it. They just need a little bit of a different way of learning. You know, there's some kids that are also trying to be leaders as well and trying to delegate them of like, hey, people are looking to you to be the captain. They need you to be the leader and show what they can do, all your strength. You're really fast. We're gonna try to steal a lot. Or you don't seem to be hitting really well. Let's maybe try bunting and get you on base because you're fast a lot. And they may see that as, oh, you just don't want me to hit. But it's like, no. I see you as a person that if we can get you on base, will excel more than any other person on this team. I'm not saying you can't hit, but I'm saying that you can improve exponentially if you just did this one little thing. The other people aren't like, well, no one else is bunting. Well, they're not you, right? This guy needs help in bunting, this guy needs help on running, or this guy needs, it's just finding out everyone's individuality. You know, it definitely can help. Because I know when I was younger, I had an ADD, you know, paying attention in class was not easy. It was not easy. Some people can attest that I struggled in that aspect. But he helped me in finding different ways to counteract that. It wasn't that I was a bad student. It wasn't that I was dumb. I just wasn't paying attention. I was talking with people in class, or I was doing this. And some teachers really did help a lot with that. I had some amazing teachers in high school that noticed that I could excel in this aspect. I just needed a little nudge in the right way. Did other people need that nudge? No. But as a teacher and as a leader, they noticed that about me, and they were willing to help me. And I definitely think overall I do a lot better in that aspect. Do I still pay attention all the time? Maybe not, but I know that now. I know that now. You know, I can admit that.
We're going to do 7 feedback.
We didn't practice it at all.
Nope, we haven't practiced it at all.
No, this is, winging it here.
Talk about feedback.
Yeah, so one of the things, as a good leader, you need to be observant of your group. You need to be particular in watching and observing. Okay, so what they're doing here is practicing the double flip on that one, right? Yes. So they're practicing a double flip with both hands going back and forth. This is in order to achieve 7.
Oh, yeah.
You're really screwing it up because you were supposed to mess up early so I could give you feedback for crying out loud.
So, Cass, where did we mess up?
He started getting a little bit deeper on the passes, going back behind. His pass was going a little bit farther back, which then led to here, this element of it.
Do we want to try it again? We're not going to do better than that.
So, and this is complicated because, first of all, I'm talking, and second of all, I'm trying to make sense of the madness. So there's what he's got is a triple throw with a bunch of combination double throw. So they're throwing doubles for one another, and then in there is a 3-flip throw. 3-flip throw. And then we got the double flip going back. So that's how you keep a couple in the air, not just 2, but you're keeping 3. Round of applause. So, seeking feedback, not that they needed a lot of it in that particular case, but, your job as the leaders to pay attention to the details. Don't just say, well, hey, they're juggling, they're fine. Know your craft well enough. And by the way, in leading, and you got to mention not necessarily the fake it till you make it, but you can teach things and observe and critique, even if you yourself can't anymore. We're getting to the age where there's some tricks we used to do and we don't anymore. And that's fine. If you want leadership, go read a book by John Wooden. And, he was coaching until UCLA, winning 10 championships in basketball, and I think until he was 90 years old. So, no, he couldn't dunk the ball, he couldn't dribble the ball, but ask anybody who was on his team, he was the most incredible coach, leader, on the face of the earth for a period of time. So observe, critique, and then, make your peoples comfortable to look at you and say, hey, how was that?
Yeah, as leaders, some leaders don't want to ask the people that they're leading how they're doing as a leader. And then some people get nervous about hearing that. A good leader is going to seek feedback from the people that they're leading. How am I leading? How am I doing? Am I doing well? If you are responding to a leader, do yourself a favor and be honest with them. There's that old adage, the emperor has no clothes, and nobody's going to tell them that they don't have any clothes, and therefore they're going to continue to not have clothes. So give feedback to your leader, and if your leader elicit feedback. By the way, you reminded me of a story. I thought, you guys know who Vince Lombardi is? No. Right. No.
Yeah, I know.
Any football fans here, the Super Bowl is named after him, right? So he was a great coach in the 50s and 60s for the Green Bay Packers, his team. When he was coaching high school, he didn't know how to play basketball. The basketball coach, something happened to him, and they went to him and said, can you coach basketball? He bought a book. They won the championship. I'm not lying. Because he was a good leader, and he knew how to teach, to my brother's point, he knew how to teach people to play the game better, even though he couldn't play it himself. So, all right, we're going to do, we need 15, 25. Let's say, we're going to try to do it here? Yeah, why not? Let's do
one person from each table.
One person from each table.
Pick one. Up here, quick. Well, if you don't get up here, Okay.
Excited.
So,
I love your
circle, because it's to be in front of me, it's okay. Right here, I'm gonna get out of your way. Spread out a little bit, back up, give me back up. Back up here, right over here. Here, we got some room, we got some room.
All right, one of the things that you want to do as a leader is create a team and help teams pull together and work together and develop a culture. So you guys are going to work as a team. We're going to start off. I'm going to give you. Okay. We're going to start off with one, right? And you're all going to juggle together. And this is how you're going to juggle. You're just going to toss it to this person, and then you're going to toss it to that person. Keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going. Keep going, do it. Keep going.
It's a couple.
Let's try to get as many as we can.
Contact.
All right, keep it going, keep going.
There we go. Go as fast as you need to.
Down, it's not a race, just cooperate.
And talk to each other if you have to. If they're not looking at you, tell them to look at you.
They're not looking. Try to get as many as we can without dropping. Work as a team.